this is Pete with another video in my series of 30 plus that I'm making to promote this album, Silhouette, Dafni's songs performed by her friends, an album I co-produced with Alfonso Rodenas in tribute to my late wife, Dafni Amirsakis, who was a singer-songwriter in the Los Angeles Americana music scene. Today I am at the focal point of this whole video series, the Cinema Bar in Culver City, California. This Dafni and I had never come to this place, then this record wouldn't exist. I wouldn't know any of the people on the record, and I wouldn't have all the memories of coming to this place, this bar, hundreds of times, maybe 1,000 times. I'd probably estimate that I've been here 1,000 times to see music played. Dafni played here probably 200 of those times, but we came very regularly after discovering this place in 2005, I think. I mentioned it earlier, probably in my Sarah Stanley video and my Gwendolyn video, but we were fans of Gwendolyn, singer-songwriter, and we went to see her play at the Temple Bar in Santa Monica, and then after that show, her next show that was anywhere near our house, our apartment, was here at the Cinema Bar, and we'd never been before, and Dafni and I were aware of it, and we knew it was a kind of a happening scene to hear some really good music. So we came to see Gwendolyn opening for Sarah Stanley, and Gwendolyn was great, as we expected, but we were really amazed at Sarah, how good her songs were, how good a performer she was, and how good her band was. And it just changed the way Dafni approached her music career. Before that, she was just playing maybe at the Joint, maybe at the Crooked Bar, farmers markets, or any kind of little gigs you could get, maybe in some chemistry department stuff or a party or something like that. We weren't involved in any kind of scene. But when we came to the Cinema Bar, and after we'd seen Sarah, we came back to see her next show, which was her CD release show. And then, people were saying, "Oh, you got to come on Saturday because Randy Weeks is playing." And then we went to see Randy, and then we heard, "Oh yeah, Mike, who's the drummer, Mike Stinson. Oh, he has his own band. They played here last night." And so, we went then to see Mike play, and Tony Gilkison was the guitarist in Randy's band, and we went to see he play. And eventually we just see all the same kind of faces in the audience, and one by one we just realized that most of the people, I would say 80% of the people who were at the shows, were musicians themselves, and they also played at the Cinema Bar, and so eventually we just went to see everybody play, and it was just we became friends with people, and it was just a very nice hang. It's a cozy little bar, very friendly, and tiny room, perfect for bands that only can, bring out 10 people, or you pack. Randy Weeks would pack the room. Maybe there would be like 80 people or 100 people on a Randy Weeks night. Very intimate. Could get very crowded, or it could be very empty. Dafni started playing here. I think she opened for Sarah, as Sarah mentions in the video I did with Sarah. And then she just started booking her own nights. And originally she was playing here, I think, with Craig Bender, I seem to remember. They did a few shows here, and then Dafni began assembling her band with Jeff and Mark. And then Will Forbes played banjo originally with Dafni. He was another guy who used to hang out here and had his own band. And then Edie Murphy sat in with Dafni on mandolin and fiddle, and that was kind of the band then that Dafni kind of started writing a new set of songs, kind of a new style, a bit more Americana and country, and that ended up becoming her next album, Charlie's Lonely Sunday, which came out I think in 2007. So the timeline is, we kind of discovered this bar in 2005, and Charlie's Lonely Sunday came out in 2007. It's a very active time in Dafni's songwriting and performing career. Anyway, I'll be coming back here a couple of times because Dafni too did her CD release shows for Charlie's Lonely Sunday and Sweet Time here, and I'll go inside the next time. But this is just outdoor video about this, our first time we came to the cinema bar. Okay, this video today concerns the Blue Dolphins and their version of Dafni's song Dance for the Americans. I find it impossible to say dance, I gotta say dance, sorry. The Blue Dolphins is Alfonso Rodenas and Victoria Scott, husband and wife team, and Alfonso is my producer, co-producer on this album, but I think he's the one and only producer, really. He did all the hard work producing the record, recording and engineering and mixing and having people come to his home, and he did everything. So hats off to Alfonso. He and Victoria, I kind of felt that maybe they suggested it, that they would like to do a song for this album. So I kind of felt, why not, since they're doing all this work to get the record done. I think it's only right that they could do a song. So they're asking me like which song, because by that time they were like the last ones to do a song for the record. So by that time, all the obvious Dafni songs had already been covered. And I suggested that they do this song called Dance, which I personally think is one of Dafni's great songs. It's on her album, Drifting in Circles, track 2. And it's an album she recorded with Jeb Lipson on the Drifting in Circles album. Go back to see my previous episode about that recording. And the next video about the CD release show. It's a song that has a kind of a Latin feel, and it has a lyric that's a little bit, I would say, more like emotional and sexy. Not a typical kind of Dafni lyric, but I remember, I think I helped her writing these words. I think I kind of encouraged her to do a song that was a little bit more, had a little bit of raunch to it. And this song had this feel of kind of being in being in Spain in a small town, maybe with a cobbled lanes, and hearing the music from some flamenco band or something, or maybe in Mexico or somewhere Latin. And it just had that feel, the music, and I felt the lyric needed something a little bit more passionate than what she had been writing. I don't remember the original version that she had written, but I kind of encouraged her, just to be a bit more descriptive. Like there's a lyric in there about hearing the high heels clicking on the cobblestone or something, that image, and hearing the band in the distance. And I think the song is pretty good, but one thing that I feel is that Dafni, when she wrote a song, she had to be comfortable with it right from the start. And if she was never happy with the words of a song, she would just dismiss the song and never come back to it. Even though the melody could be like really strong, if she didn't feel that the words came to her instantly, it wasn't like she never really had enthusiasm for the song, and would just maybe never play it. And I feel this one kind of because maybe the lyrics were a bit forced, that she never felt quite comfortable with it, although I think it's a very good song. When she was recorded on the Drifting in Circles album with her band at the time, Alejandro on drums, Craig on piano, Yanig on bass, and Tom Terrell on trumpet. I remember they rehearsed it maybe once or twice at Alejandro's little studio, and it was sounding fantastic in the room. Then when it came to recording, and I have it on tape. It's a really scratchy, bad tape recording. I might include a bit in this video. We'll have to see the quality. really good. It was full of energy. And then when they recorded it, it was one of these songs that they recorded to the click, and it's supposed to be a song about dancing and, you know, passion, and I think the energy was taken out of the song by recording it to a click. I know Alejandro wasn't happy recording to the click, and then Jeb, the producer, Jeb Lipson, he was telling Dafni, well, this is a song about dance. It really needs to be like, you know, it has to have a groove and we need to be a little bit more. Even though the drums could be a bit, you know, relaxed and slightly off the beat to give it feel, it needed to have a driving beat for people to dance to, and it was kind of not quite there. And I think if they hadn't recorded it to a click and just played it live, I think it would have had a better feel. But there was no way that they were going to go back and re-record. The project was, you know, basically go in, record quickly, and get out, because we didn't want to labour it. Let's see. Yeah, I think Jeb had, to get it feeling a little bit more Latin-y, he got his friend Luciano to come in and overdub some various percussion-y thing, claves and I don't know, all the different things. He probably put about 4 different percussion instruments on top. I think it sounds nice, but overall there is something missing with this song. There's a very nice intro where all the instruments come in one by one. I thought that was very nice. That might have been my suggestion. I do remember mentioning that would be a cool way to intro the song. So it starts with the bass, and then drums come in, and then guitar, and then piano and trumpet, and it builds, and I think it's a really good song. I suggested to Victoria and Alfonso, the Blue Dolphins, because I've always liked the song, and I think it's one that's overlooked because Dafni didn't really play it very much after the record came out. I think she had negative feelings about the recording session. I think it's part of the reason why Alejandra quit the band very soon after the CD release party, and I think she had negative feelings about it. Perhaps starting with me suggesting new lyrics, the recording session not going well, then there was a remix of it that Jeb had got a remix, got this guy Carter William Humphrey. Apparently he'd worked on like the Rod Stewart covers albums, I think was his claim to fame, and Jeb knew him and he got him to kind of remix it, but I think it's just taken the song, it doesn't have the feel. They should have just scrapped it and gone into the studio and just recorded it live, in hindsight. But what are you going to do now, 20 years later, whatever, 15 years later? Yeah, I suggested it to Victoria and Alfonso. I think Alfonso was kind of thinking, you know, he doesn't want to do that song because, you know, he's Spanish, and so Pete's suggesting this song that has a kind of a Latin feel to it. Maybe he was a little not so enthusiastic about it, but you'll see in the interview that he changed his mind. He thinks it's a really good song now. Blue Dolphins, it's not, I don't recall, I think we just knew Alfonso and Victoria like as friends. We didn't see them play all that often, maybe once or twice. Alfonso we knew because he was friends with Ben Vaughan, had recorded some Ben Vaughan stuff, so he would show up whenever Ben was playing. I think we'd see him often, and Dafni and Alfonso, you know, met him and chatted, and they were discussing doing some kind of recording together, which that never eventuated. Now doing this project is kind of a surrogate for that. And we'd met his wife occasionally. Victoria would be at the shows, some shows, and they were always very nice people, and we liked them. But we weren't, I would say we weren't particularly friendly. Didn't really know them outside of just this place, the cinema bar, and just, you know, knew them as nice people, and that they were musicians themselves. I know they have one song that Dafni really liked, and a video on YouTube called Walking in the Sun. That Dafni really liked that song, and I think the version of dance that they do on this tribute album has that kind of feel, similar to that song, kind of surf rock, and very powerful kind of female vocal. and I think they did a really good job with the song. They recorded it, probably it was the last song recorded for the project, and they just recorded it, Alfonso recorded it at home. He plays the guitar, and maybe there's piano and some castanets and claps and stuff. Victoria sings, belts out this song. Wow, it's a really great vocal performance. One of the best on this album, I think. I think she really makes the song her own. They kind of arranged it their own way, not quite the same as Dafni's. I think Kevin Jarvis plays the drums. So Kevin Jarvis was in the Modern Skiffle Quartet. Go back to the first video in this series. And Kevin's studio we used to record, I think, 10 or 11 of the songs on the record with the Skiffle song and the 10 songs with Dafni's backing band. Okay, I think I've said enough. The song is fantastic. I love the song Dance. It's always one of my favourites of Dafni's. And I'm so happy that the Blue Dolphins, Victoria and Alfonso and Kevin, recorded it. I think their version is fantastic. It's so upbeat and powerful that I felt it was the perfect song to begin side 2. I don't know where else to fit it in on the record. It sounds really good coming after Bliss's song, gentle song at the end of side 1. Put in disc 2 and you get this power, you get this real adrenaline boost of rock and roll. I think it sounds fantastic. I'm so happy they did the song, and I'm waffling on now, and I hope you enjoy this video and come back for the next one. Okay, bye.
Well, I met Dafni at one of Peggy French's sleepovers. All girls. She lives up at the top of the mountain here, and it was hilarious because we all got really smashed. I can't tell you any of the other details. Absolutely smashed, but there was a lot of singer-songwriters there.
Mm-hmm.
But Dafni was one of the few singer-songwriters that could still play by the end of the night. And so anyway, I met Dafni up there at Peggy French's sleepover, and we became friends, and I came to some of your wonderful lamb roasts once, and also a tea party, and met your wonderful group of friends. And I related to Dafni because we're both a little bit, we have a little bit of a jazzer feel to our vocals. So I kind of felt like we were similar in a way in our vocal styles, and also as songwriters, in that she, kind of bridging that gap between kind of pop and jazz, and sort of a simplicity and a being in the moment to her work. I haven't written as many songs as her. But anyway, so I related to her as a songwriter and as a singer as well. Yeah. How about you?
I think we met Dafni and you at the cinema bar in probably some Ben Bond concert or gig with his band or with the Skiffle Quartet or something like that. Back in the day.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
It was before the Skiffle.
Yeah.
Just probably a Ben Vaughan show, I think.
She had that kind of understated kind of ingenue style a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And just a really got the impression she was just a really sweet person and really lived by her philosophy, being in the moment, enjoying the taste of life right now, and really living to the hilt, as it were. And I think a little bit with her character, because she was sort of, very modest person. I feel in a way, like partly through this album, her talent has really been realized, in a sense, if that makes sense. Because, like she had a modesty about her, which I think actually underplayed the bigness of her talent a bit. I don't know. How do you
I
feel
agree
about
100%
that?
with what you say, yeah. I believe that, she's evidently very talented, as if you hear the albums or if you hear any of her albums, it's mega talented. And to me, what I like of her is like she seems to have been challenging herself to do it better and better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To play guitar and to play guitar better, and to try to do more beautiful and better and more chord progressions. You know what I mean? Not just like I play guitar and I think no. I play guitar, but I can play guitar well, and I want to play guitar well. You know what I mean? And singing, I can sing, but I can sing better. And I can write, but I can try to write better. You know what I mean? That's something that if you hear her albums from the beginning till the last album, there is a progression in her musicality and her as a performer and as a songwriter and as an instrumentalist. And that says a lot about her. That's a quality that I like to see in people, you know what I mean? Try to challenge yourself in to do things better. How can you do things better? And you can see that progression in her so clearly.
Absolutely. There was a real sophistication to what she was doing. And also, I'm just going to mention in terms of her songwriting style and her singing style, I love that, dimes in your pocket, and I love that joie de vivre, and that sweet being in love, and kind of a little bit of a jazzer approach. Really sweet.
1, 2, 3.
like our song very much.
Well, yeah. So let's talk.
I mean, not our song, but the song that you chose for us at the beginning. Oh, fuck,
well, that was my next question. Is can you talk about the song, how you chose it, and what did you think about it?
Well, you suggested it.
And how do you think the recording went?
Well, at the point that, because I think we were the last people that
Yeah.
that choose a song or whatever. So at the point that we were like, okay, we have to see what song we do. I don't think there were many of the hit songs, let's say, left. So kind of like you suggest that song to be done. And in the beginning, I didn't like very much the fact that it was kind of like a Latin vibe song. Fuck, well, this is kind of gentrifier, you know what I mean? Since I'm kind of Latin, and okay, well,
You're a little bit Latin, maybe.
Yeah. I was kind of like, oh well, but at the end, Victoria said, no, the song is really good. The song is really good. Let's listen to the song. Let's listen to the song. Okay. And we listen to the song, and I get it. And it's a really cool song, and it shows a side of her also very interesting. No?
Oh yeah, we also felt that Dafni, in retrospect, was a little bit of a fantasist, and I don't know if you can confirm that as her husband. But Dance, for example, the song we did, I loved it. I wish I had written it, you know, because it's such a great song. I mean, just the romance of it and that intoxication of love and a summer night. And it was perfect for us because, you know, also we love the Americana scene because we love its authenticity, and we also have a kind of folk roots to what we do. Although we are visitors, because we're also, you know, Alfonso's from Spain, I'm from London, so we're kind of always welcome foreigners, you know. We're permanent outsiders. So that Latin feel to it was perfect for us. And I just love that Dafni was in that moment and that sort of the fantasy of that moment. It was so cool. Yeah.
I like the original recording of the song. It's more like Mexican vibe. I wanted to drive it more into the Spanish flamenco vibe, you know what I mean? It's a pity because I didn't have a flamenco guitar. I had to do with acoustic guitar. But I think I can get the traca, a little bit the vibe of the flamenco even with an acoustic guitar. And with the clapping hands, and we have fun, and Kevin played drums also. It came out like a little bit different from the rest of the album, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very Blue Dolphins. It's very us, you know, playing her song. Also, it's a different song from the rest of her songs. In that sense.
But it still has that folk root, which is flamenco, which is, you know, so. And I think it showed us a side of ourselves, because we want to sing it live.
Yeah, we want to keep it in our repertoire.
If you know, that's all right. Because it kind of gave us a flavour of, you know, sometimes people describe us as having a bit of a world flavour. So it was great for that. And, you know, in the romance of it, you know, we're like...
And it's great to sing it and to play as a couple.
It's so passionate.
Because this dance, you know.
Oh, it's so, it's passionate.
Meet again, for sure. Yeah.
And it was so wonderful to sing it at the cinema that night. It was a real honour for me to sing it, and I felt like a little bit I was singing it for you, you know. And so I was trying to express that and emote that, you know.
Well, that one was always one of my favourite songs of Dafni's.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we got to sing it.
You told us.
I don't know, wasn't so interested in it.
Oh, you're kidding me!
Yeah.
I
don't think she really enjoyed the recording that she did. I think didn't turn out the way she wanted, and it was a bit difficult. Some difficulties with getting it done.
Yeah.
Mostly, I would say, from her inexperience in the studio. I would say it's probably so. It didn't quite turn out the way she wanted it. I think she kind of dismissed it, but I always thought it was a good.
We knew that it was one of your favorites. So we tried to do it as better as we could.
I always encourage her. Why don't you put dance back into the set? You know, it's a good song, and I love it. You know, you can do a different version, and I think she tried it every now and then to redo it, but I don't know. She didn't like it as much as I did, but I think it's a great song.
Yeah.
I think your version is just took it to another level. I mean, it's
Oh,
so
great.
powerful, and it's just
It is. It
and like you said, it's
surprised
like,
you. Oh.
doesn't sound like the other songs. I think
I
that's
remember that
really
I called
good.
you and I told you, hey Pete, do you think we should strip it out of all this powerful sounding vibe and just let it in acoustic guitar and clapping hands and say no, it's perfect as it is. All right, okay.
But I think it fits in well with the album as well because, you know, Los Angeles is really influenced by Latin culture, and so it is very fitting also.
We are fitting. No. Okay.
I think
Here the band is playing my favorite song. Lonely lover, why don't you spin me around? Late summer night, we're all
I don't have a personal one, but I have a. It's not a professional. I have a remembering of her playing bass with the Skiffle Quartet at the Wonder Valley Festival.
I was going to say that
And
as well.
it was the first time
remember
that I saw her
Yeah.
playing bass.
Yeah.
We go, oh, what is she doing? We have seen you before the concert, but I was surprised of how good she was as a bass player also, and how well she fit with these guys, mega guys there, you know what I mean? There was she with Dan and Kevin and Ben, and it's like, fuck, she did such a great job, and I remember her a lot from that night. We have a great night also all together. You know,
Yeah, I remember that too. It was really a great concert, and she was just really prolific, and it was really great to see her playing there.
bass
They were
and playing
fabulous.
bass,
You know, and the fact she collaborated with Ben Vaughan a lot says a lot about her playing, because that guy is not a slacker, is he? So, you know, and also I remember coming to your place for the Lamb, and how welcome you both made me feel and everything. And, you know, also I'll just say, I kind of, you know, Daphne and I, as Alfonso, were talking about, you know, let's get together, and we live in this big city, and there was always never enough time. And I promised her that I would drink a lot of good red wine and eat a lot of good French cheese in her memory, which I did at her memorial. And I kind of feel like taking part of this album and, you know, befriending you was kind of making up for some of those missed moments. So, you know, yeah, so good to get to know Daphne deeper through this process, and, you know, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's my last question.
Thanks,
Any final words?
Well, she was just lovely. She was just a lovely person, and, you know, I just feel very lucky to have known her and been a part of this wonderful project. And, you know, she kind of embodied everything that we'd like to be, which is, you know, a happiness, a care for people, talent of kind of living in the moment and living truly. I would say that.
You say very well.